There's a really odd way of enjoying racing. It's not like most things people enjoy. It's not like music, and it's not like throwing a disc on the oval or anything like that. It's finding a joy in suffering. And if you like that, then it works. And if you don't like it, cycling's really not your sport. But I've found that it's a great outlet for emotion. So I mean, if you have a really bad week and you go to a race, it's usually a good race. I think my favorite part is pushing yourself past your limit, really kind of knowing where your breaking point is and sometimes going beyond that, and also winning. My name is Wes Furlong, and I co-manage the cycling team as well as run our website and Facebook page.
If I'm not working on schoolwork or eating or sleeping, then I'm probably riding bikes or thinking about riding bikes. In February, I would ride my bike to Alberton, and it was like 20 degrees outside, and my toes would get coated in ice, and my derailleur would get covered in ice. I'd get home, and like my whole bike would be frozen. I wouldn't even be able to shift. It's just like, I guess that was what I thought it would take, so I did it. When I started racing, I lost really badly. Like, the first race that I did was in the slowest category, and I was off the back like immediately. The next race I was a little better, and eventually I think just through the spectacle of public humiliation that is bike racing sometimes, then I got motivated to train a lot. I was like, if I'm gonna do this, then I want to be good at it. So I think a lot of my motivation comes from wanting to prove to myself that I'm capable of being skilled at something like cycling. It wasn't easy for me to get where I am. I just rode a lot and was really diligent about my diet and my training regimen and stuff. Spent a lot of time on my bike. A road race basically goes back and forth between people just kind of soft pedaling and talking to each other and like making jokes and small talk and whatever. It alternates between that and hurting as much as you can and just being basically like the field ends up being separated by people's willingness to suffer. And so there's a lot of physical pain and questioning inside of one's own head, like why you're doing what you're doing. And then there's also a lot of just like joking and hanging out. So I kind of think of it as a game of hammer and nail to see like, you're all gonna hurt, but some of you will be causing the hurt and some of you will just be accepting the hurt. So I think that it's fun when you're the hammer and you like, if you get into a breakaway and you get away from everybody else, you're like, wow, this hurts really bad, but at least we're winning, you know?
I've always ridden bikes. Growing up as a family, we would ride bikes. I think I was like 8 or 9, and we all went up to Glacier, and like early in the spring when the Going to Sun Road is closed to cars still, there's not that much snow, you can bike up at least part of it. And I remember we all biked up it, and then we go to turn around and I just took off. And my family was like freaking out at me for going too fast. I'm Lindsay Campbell, and I guess I'm kind of the co-president and the female captain. You know, 90% of the reason why I cycle in the first place is because of the people and all the friends I've made and getting to travel and just the experience. I really like to have a competitive outlet. It just makes me happier in general. First time I went to nationals in Fort Collins was the most memorable, and it was really overwhelming. It was like the first time I'd ever raced in a big field, but it was just so exciting, and just all the people there, and like the crit downtown with the announcers and everything, and all the fancy bikes and all the people. And I think that's when I really got hooked on racing, because I was like, wow, this is really, really cool.
This year we've had some good results, a lot of mixed results. We have 4 guys, well, 3 guys and a gal going to nationals this spring for collegiate nationals.
When I first joined, I don't know how much money the team had, but we didn't have very much funding. Now the university gave us about $1,500 at the beginning of the semester, which was less than last year, but because we had members of the team that are going to the national competition in Madison, Wisconsin, we received an additional $3,500. So the university contributed $5,000 to the team this year, which is, it far exceeded my expectations, or I think the expectations of anybody else on the team.
So hopefully next year we can kind of rally some more people, really have a strong presence in our division. And there's definitely some talent that in the next year, next few years can really break out and really shine.